Madison Square Garden, New York City, New York. Israel Adesanya looks to defend. Israel Adesanya, a sensational middleweight champion who won the title with a vicious, brutal, dominant performance against the former champion in Robert Whittaker, and is now looking for a sixth consecutive title defense against the hard-hitting former world kickboxing champion, Brazilian sensation, Alex Pereira, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, what a fight this is going to be. Oh my god. We're talking about elite fighters from elite striking backgrounds, kickboxing backgrounds, Adesanya and Alex Pereira looking to face one another. And I know a lot of people probably might disagree with this fact. However, I believe that it is self-evident that though both fighters are fundamentally great strikers, Adesanya destroys Alex Pereira. And the reason why I'm saying that is it is self-evident, as I've mentioned, that both fighters are incredible strikers. That is without a doubt. If they stand and bang in the middle of the octagon, like, we don't know what the outcome is going to be. We can only speculate. However, Israel Adesanya, we're talking about experience. I mean, he's had so much more fights in the UFC. I mean, his level of competition. I'm talking about he fought elite competition. So one of the reasons why I believe fundamentally that Israel Adesanya will beat Alex Pereira comes primarily down to his ability, obviously, his striking ability, his speed, his timing, his movement, and all of that. Adesanya is so hard to hit. Adesanya, I mean, Paulo Costa is a perfect exemplification of that. Marvin Vittori, another fighter, Robert Whittaker, they struggle to land a clean punch on Adesanya. Not only his footwork being incredible, but also his timing is just perfect. His counter striking and the ability to be able to roll with punches is just flawless. And Alex Pereira probably had never faced anyone like Adesanya in MMA. And I understand that some people would make the argument that, Adesanya and Alex Pereira fought in, like their kickboxing days, and Alex Pereira won like both fights. But number one, I would disagree with that. I would disagree with the idea that he won both fights. Definitely won the second fight fair and square, right? Without a doubt, he definitely won the second fight. But the first fight, Adesanya won that. Actually, well, he won it in terms of like his performance, but the judges gave it to Alex Pereira. They gave the decision to Alex Pereira, and then his next fight, well, he fought Adesanya the second time round in Brazil and then knocked him out cold. But I'm just saying that we have to recognize that kickboxing at a basic level is different from MMA. Yes, there's striking. However, there's more to mixed martial arts than just striking. There's the grappling aspect of it, the way people move, and the fact that people are wearing smaller gloves. I'm pretty sure it's 4-ounce gloves in MMA. It's going to be different. And you could say Alex Pereira has power. But I mean, Adesanya's speed, his timing, his movement is going to be a determining factor to him destroying Alex Pereira. And I mean that. I'm actually serious. I mean, Paulo Costa, everyone was talking about Paulo. I think it was UFC 263, if I'm not mistaken, or 253, one of them, right? Adesanya fought Paulo Costa. What was everyone talking about? September 2020. That was when the fight actually took place. What was everyone saying? Paulo Costa has the power. Paulo Costa would destroy Adesanya. Adesanya is skinny. That's what people were saying. What did Adesanya do? Paulo Costa found out within like 3 minutes that Adesanya was a lot better than he assumed he was. He was a lot stronger and he could take punches more than he actually anticipated. Adesanya was rolling the punches. His footwork, Paulo Costa could not land a punch on Adesanya. He could not. He could, like, literally, Adesanya was chopping his legs off, bro. He was kicking his legs. It's like being slammed with a baseball bat on your leg. And Paulo Costa just got destroyed, and Adesanya finished him with a statement finish, bro. Like, he made a statement and showed everyone that he was actually a lot better than people thought. I'm pretty sure, yeah, and that's basically one factor, which is like speed and timing and overall movement. And another factor is experience. Experience is gonna be instrumental in this fight. Like, look at the list of fighters Adesanya fought. We're talking about a murderous row Like, we're talking about Yoel Romero. That was his first title defense. But before that, he actually won the title in Melbourne, Australia against Robert Whittaker. Think about that, bro. The Reaper, Robert Whittaker. I mean, literally, no one else is better than Robert Whittaker in the middleweight division apart from Adesanya. It's self-evident because Adesanya knocked him out in the first fight and actually outpointed him in the second fight. And I'm pretty sure Robert Whittaker at a basic level would actually agree with that. And not only that, but actually went on to defend the title against Yoel Romero. And some people might make the argument that it's a boring fight. You know, we don't want to get to that conversation. But, I mean, Yoel Romero, we're talking about the Cuban sensational, I'm talking about world-class Olympic wrestler. And Israel Adesanya defeated him by unanimous decision. And then not only that, he actually went on to defend the title against Paulo Costa, someone who's actually a top contender in the division, and actually absolutely demolished Paulo Costa. I mean, he just embarrassed him. And then Marvin Vettori got his ass whooped as well, just literally outclassed, outpointed by Adesanya. And not only that, he laid a beating on Jared Cannonier too. Like, the level of championship fights, the experience in itself would be a huge factor. Not only that, Adesanya had shown that he could fight under pressure. Now, Alex Pereira, I don't know, he's had one loss in MMA and he's had a couple of losses in kickboxing, but overall he's been dominant, right? But I think, now I've made this argument in regard to Islam Makhachev when he fought Charles Oliveira. I said that Makhachev was an experience in terms of like championship fight. But this one, though, I think I've got a perfectly legitimate argument to make in terms of like Alex Pereira. He's probably been in the UFC, he's had 3 fights. One of them was against a guy called Bruno Silva. No one's heard of him. He had him in a jumping knee and knocked him out cold, right? Another fight he had recently with some guy, I'm pretty sure he won by knockout. But, mate, Adesanya fought a murderous row. I mean, he's wiped out every top contender in the middleweight division. We're talking about the likes of Derek Brunson, Kelvin Gastelum, Robert Whittaker, Yoel Romero, Marvin Vettori. We're talking about the likes of Jared Cannonier. You put them down, Adesanya beat them. So definitely in this fight, I believe that Adesanya is definitely going to win. I think this fight is going to be easier than people had anticipated. It's just going to be a one-sided striking display from Adesanya, one-sided coast-to-coast ass beating from New York to California. Like, literally, Adesanya is going to win. And there's a high probability that it's probably going to go down to, you know, like, he's going to outpoint him and it's going to be unanimous decision. But don't be shocked or surprised when you see Adesanya try to take him down. I'm just saying, remember Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane? No one expected the wrestling from Ngannou, and Ngannou power slammed him and took him down and started beating him up, right? And then that's how he won the fight. Who knows? Adesanya, I mean, he's been training at you know, like the city kickboxing in Auckland, New Zealand. He's got the likes of Dan Hooker and many other fighters there, bro. These lot train wrestling as well. It's not just kickboxing, but wrestling too. And you could, I mean, looking at these fighters, you could tell that their grappling is not bad just by looking at their takedown defenses and that. So yeah, definitely at a basic level, fundamentally speaking, I'm going for Adesanya beating Alex Pereira by decision. But there's a high probability that Adesanya could also get the finish as well against Alex Pereira. And this might seem like an unpopular opinion, but it's just something that's going to happen. I see it happening, to be honest. Yeah, experience, speed, timing, movement, his counter-striking abilities would also play a significant role in this fight. And you know what? Just to piss you off, like some critical person who's behind the comment sections just crying. Okay, you know what you want to hear, right? Adesanya won the first kickboxing bout against Alex Pereira. He won it. He did. You got a problem with that? Are you going to cry about it? He won it. Okay? He did. But the refs, obviously the judges, clearly didn't see it that way because they were dumb. And the second fight, Adesanya was winning that fight too until he got caught with a left hook. Imagine going to a hostile place like Brazil. I think about it, like going to a hostile place like Brazil, and then obviously, you know, getting the crowds chanting "Uva Morre," which essentially translates that you're gonna die, and still fought really well. And unfortunate that he got caught with a left hook and got knocked out. Like, I mean, you got to give him credit for that. But the problem with Alex Pereira is that he's going to come into the fight with that mindset thinking that, oh, I've already beaten this guy twice, not realizing that there's a fundamental difference, a foundational difference between MMA and kickboxing. There's more to MMA than there is to kickboxing and boxing. the technicalities, the movement is slightly different, the gloves are smaller, the cage in itself is, there's just more places to move around. And he thinks he's going to destroy Adesanya with power, just to realize that Adesanya's footwork is just flawless. And Adesanya has more power than people give him credit for. Two, I mean, he hits really hard. Kelvin Gastelum would tell you Adesanya hits like a tank. Paulo Costa, Derek Brunson, they would tell you these things. Rob Wilkinson, and what's the other guy's name? Brad Tavares. They would tell you that Adesanya hits hard. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I offer zero apologies to anyone in the comment section who just thinks that I'm just saying Adesanya's going to win because of some stupid reason. Right? I offer zero apologies. I believe Adesanya's going to knock him out because of experience. I also believe that Adesanya is just a better fighter. He's the better striker. He's more experienced in MMA than Alex Pereira, 100%. So I'm going for Adesanya winning by decision, or actually, if the fight, if possible, you could actually knock him out too, ladies and gentlemen. So I obviously respect anyone taking the time to watch this, though. I really want to hear your opinions in the comment sections, and I'll really, really incredibly appreciate that. You know what I mean? Let's share different perspectives. We can disagree on things, right? But I'm not going to tolerate disrespect. I'm just saying, I'm not going to tolerate disrespect. We can agree or disagree on stuff. Absolutely, that's totally fine. Do you know what I mean? But disrespect, that is just something that I'm not going to take anyways. But I'm definitely going for Adesanya beating the Brazilian Alex Pereira by decision. And if possible, he's actually going to knock him out too, which is a possibility if, if the fight goes. If he's basically dominating the fight as I'm expecting. Definitely. So make sure, ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button down below. Comment and subscribe with your notification bells turned on. And, the goal for this channel is to be able to provide more consistent content, which I've not been doing recently, to be honest, because of other issues going around in my personal life, to be honest. But I definitely appreciate the people who keep coming back watching these videos. It means a lot to me. And until next time, I'll see you later. Peace.